Hi everyone, this is Bill Cantor with Complete Estate and Retirement Planning in Skokie, Illinois. And today I'm going to go over a booklet that I just put out called Understanding Roth IRA Conversions. This is a booklet that you can get through our office. Let me just make this a little bigger. Want to call our office, you can order this booklet. I'll send it to you. It's 847, our number 847-674-6470, or you can email me at bill@completeerp.com. or go to our website, www.completeerp.com. We also have websites dedicated to the Roth conversion idea at www.therothconversionexpert.com or www.therothconversionyesorno.com. What I want to do today is talk about the power of the Roth IRA and why it's such a good idea and why so many people are converting their IRAs to Roth IRAs. The Roth IRA is sort of like a farmer who is told that they can buy seed at the beginning of the season. Let's say they buy $10,000 worth of seed to plant, and they can pay tax, let's say 30% tax on the seed. So they pay $3,000 on the tax on the seed, and then when they go sell the crop for $1 million at the end of the season, they don't have to pay any tax on it anymore. That's sort of what a Roth IRA conversion is. To give another real estate example, let's say you had a building that you bought years ago for $100,000. Now it's worth $200,000. Maybe a few years ago it was worth $500,000. It went down, but it's worth $100,000 now. It's worth $200,000 now. So when you sell the building, if you sold it today, you'd have a $100,000 gain, and your tax would be 15%, and you'd pay the tax. Well, that would be what you do if you sold today. Whereas if you sold it in 15 years from now and it was worth $1.1 million with the basis of $100,000, you'd have to pay tax on the entire gain of $1 million at a rate of, let's assume, tax rates went up to 30%. So you'd have to pay $300,000. So it's better to pay the tax today if you can. Well, so what if you could? What if the IRS told you, you got a letter from the IRS saying that you can pay the tax today and keep the property, not have to sell it, get an appraisal. Get an appraisal, appraise for $200,000, and you can write us a check for $15,000 today, the appraisal versus the basis, and you can pay your tax today, and then your future income taxes would be paid. You wouldn't have to pay later on when you actually go and sell the property. In 15 years from now, you sell it for $1.1 million, you don't have to pay anymore because you paid your tax already. So would you do something like that? And I think you would, and that way you and your children could sell the property. After you die, your children could sell the property, and all the appreciation would be tax-free. But see, a Roth conversion is even better than that, because not only do you not have to pay any tax later on, but you also, it'd be like that same letter from the IRS said that you did not have to make any annual tax payments because there is no required minimum distributions out of a Roth IRA. Whereas your regular IRA, when you turn 70 and a half, you have to start withdrawing money. You don't have to take any money out of a Roth IRA. So it's kind of like you pay your real estate capital gains tax now, and you don't have to pay any annual real estate taxes either. Because when you take out your required minimum distributions, you have to pay tax on that. So it's a good idea to do that. Now there is a conversion tax, of course, but it's important to keep that tax in perspective. The conversion tax is not an extra tax. It's something that is it's being accrued in your IRA today. It's a tax that one day you or your heirs will have to pay, probably at a higher rate. So it's not like the conversion tax is something added on when you convert. You have a partner with your IRA, and that is the IRS. Right now, your traditional IRA looks something like this. There's money and there's taxes in your IRA. As the money grows in the IRA, the taxes grow as well. And when you or your children take out the money, you have to pay taxes on it. With a Roth conversion, it looks something like this. When you convert to a Roth, this is what happens. The taxes are today's taxes, and the money can grow tax-free beyond that. So Roth IRAs are great things because they let you pay the tax at today's rates, and we'll talk in a minute about taxes are probably going up. But let me go back to our little booklet over here, and I just wanted to, before I get to the actual spreadsheet that I want to analyze, I just want to show you some of the analysts that are speaking about the Roth IRA. You see this is Ed Slott, who's a retirement expert, who says that the Roth IRA is the single best gift Congress has ever presented to the American taxpayer. And Susie Orman also said that letting your money compound tax-free for decades is an investor's dream. Now you notice here she also says, I personally can't wait to convert my IRA. That's because in 2009 when this was written, she could not convert her IRA to a Roth because she made over $100,000. But that restriction has gone away forever. Anybody can convert to a Roth IRA, and she's saying she can't wait to do so. There's other comments here from different financial publications about the benefit of a Roth. Again, you can call this my office, and I'll send you this book. But what I wanted to analyze was this side-by-side traditional IRA versus Roth IRA comparison. And here you see you have a couple 60 years old, each one is 60 years old. Life expectancy on the male is 87, on the female is 90. Let's assume that their tax brackets will not change. They're going to be in the 31% tax bracket. That's an assumption that's probably not true, but to be conservative, let's assume that. And let's assume they don't need their required minimum distributions. They can leave they can leave their distributions in the account. So you see what happens is, we're going to assume that 5% growth on this account. And you see that what happens is, when he turns 70 and a half, he has to begin taking out his required minimum distributions. So over the 27 years or 17 years, the rest of his life from 70 and a half, he's going to take out, the account's going to grow, but he's going to take out $155,000 of required distributions. And then he's going to pay $48,000 in tax on those distributions. It means the value of his IRA when he dies grew at 5%, but it had all this money taken out for RMD, for distributions and taxes. So the value when he passes to his spouse is $154,000. Whereas if he converts to the Roth, the value you see there is $392,000. Then her spouse will have this money, but she'll also have to take out her $37,000 over the 3 years she remains alive, in our analogy. And she'll have to pay 31% taxes, or $11,000 on that. Whereas, of course, with the Roth IRA, there's no required minimum distributions, and there's no tax on those distributions. You don't have to take them out. She'll pass on $133,000 out of the traditional IRA to her children, who will inherit the money, and they will most probably, as children normally do, take all the money, and therefore they will have to pay a tax of $48,000. I am assuming their tax rates will go up to the 35% level. Meantime, the Roth IRA passes tax-free. And so at the end of the day, this $100,000 we started with, $89,000 goes to the children, whereas if it was converted to a Roth, they'd get a $453,000. So that's the power of the Roth IRA. Now, as I say in the note down here, this example does not include a calculation for the growth on the amount used to pay the conversion tax. That $100,000 cost him $31,000 up front. So if you put that in the account, that would have grown, and that would be some money he could pass to the kids. So that money would still be available to them. Also, it is possible that people would take out the RMD and would save it. This over this lines 1 and 5, you see that 155 and that 37,000. It's possible that they would have taken it out and they would have saved it. But I'm assuming that people take out their RMDs and they don't save it. So anyway, that's the difference between the traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. You see, over time, you can pass all this money to your kids. I want to just note about future taxes, whether they're going to go up. I have here this little chart already. Taxes are already going to go up next year in 2011 to these rates. You see over here, my cursor is, these highest rates are going to go up already, an average of 3-4%. But even beyond that, you see over here, these are the marginal tax rates on this country for the last several years, last couple decades. And you see that in the mid-70s, you still had these 70% tax rates. And in the mid-80s, you had 50% tax rates. So it's very possible that we're going to go up even higher than that with all the budget deficits and everything that we have. This is a little graph of this country's tax rates since 1910. And you see we're at the low end. So I think we're going to go up. I think tax rates are going to go up. And I have a little quote here from Jeffrey Sachs, an economist, saying that that eventually the middle class will be hit with higher tax rates also. So if tax rates are going to go up, it's even more of a reason to convert to a Roth, because you can pay at 25 or 28% today, and I have to pay 50 or 60% later on. Anyway, that's this little booklet. If you want to get a copy, like I said, please call our office. It's Complete Estate Retirement Planning, 847-674-6470, or visit our website, www.completeerp.com, or email me at bill@completeerp.com, or go to our Roth Conversion websites, www.therothconversionexpert.com and www.rothconversionyesorno.com. Thank you.